Available in paperback at e-readers, Isis, Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Dark Incubus in paperback and e-readers today. Sometimes when I'm writing the fantasy stories of the SJS Direct universe, I draw inspiration from real people. For example, the character of Esteem is inspired by actress Sally Richardson Whitfield, and the character of Matilda Crowley, also known as Spinsterella, is inspired by something actress Persia White said during a radio interview in 2009. And for my newest book, Isis, Dark Incubus, I drew inspiration for Keith the Incubus from two people. One was actor Anthony Mackie, as related to the physical appearance of Keith the Incubus, and the other was the late Kevin Samuels, a YouTuber who had over 1 million subscribers and was known for his live streams where he would oftentimes cook and roast black women as related to the dysfunctional state of them and the relationships they were having. Now, the thing that inspired me as related to Kevin Samuels for the character of Keith the Incubus in Isis, Dark Incubus, was the whole concept he made revolving around what he called the high-value man. Now, this high-value man was supposed to be based on a series of criteria, such as a man being a part of certain organizations, making a certain salary, and dressing a certain way, and this was supposed to make him a high-value man in the eyes of both men and women. And with Keith the Incubus, I wanted to take the concept of the high-value man and show how a demon would use that whole concept and that gimmick to make himself appear appealing to women. And that's what Keith the Incubus does in Isis, Dark Incubus. He is basically a presentation of the high-value man and showing it how somebody would use this whole gimmick to be able to attract women by being somebody who is a guy who is 6 feet tall, makes the six figures, and is a high-value asset to Lucifer's organization, Lucerne Holdings. And this high-value man is out looking to get the souls of women and corrupt them, because Lucifer doesn't just deal in money. No, Lucifer deals in souls. And what Keith wants to do as a high-value man who's a part of Lucifer's Legion is go for the big deal by going out here and looking to corrupt the soul of Isis and be able to corrupt the soul of a goddess. That's what Keith wants to do in this story of Isis, Dark Incubus, and I got inspired to create this Incubus character to be a high-value villain, and again, make a commentary on the high-value man, a guy who really, while he has all the money in this world, is not really having much as related to the spiritual, and again, wants to take what a woman has as related to her spirit, and wants to go and exploit that woman by taking what is the most precious thing she has and corrupt it, and that's her soul. That's what Keith the Incubus wants to do in this story. He wants to corrupt the soul of Isis, and what he wants to do is distract a woman by going and using things like his good looks, his ability to talk and speak very glibly, and his charm, and make it look like he's some sort of big shot. And while women get enamored by this man's looks and his high status, life, and all of the assets he has, they don't really see the value of the most important thing, and that is their soul. And that really ties into the story where Isis, who is dealing with issues as related to her love life, because she's still dealing with the after effects of white supremacy on her mind from being in this whole system of white supremacy and seeing her husband get lynched. She doesn't want to get close to a man, but because she's afraid of alienating her sister, what she does is go out on a date with this man who uses his charm and his pheromones to influence Isis, and that puts her in a precarious situation, and she winds up in that situation because she's filled with fear and also getting distracted by this man, by his looks, his money, and his success. And I wanted to make a commentary with the Keith character about how women wind up getting themselves caught up with a man because, one, they are caught up in the system of white supremacy and afraid to love a black man of character and trust a black man. And two, they have all of these fears, and what happens is, as they have these fears, they get involved with these, what they call high-value men, and as they get involved with this high-value man, they don't see the value of the most precious thing in your relationship, and that is your soul. Because one of the worst things that could happen to a woman is that she winds up getting involved with the wrong man, and as she gets involved with this incubus, who is a demon, what happens is, if she goes and has sex with that man, she can wind up getting her soul corrupted, because if the two of them become one flesh and his spirit bonds to her spirit can wind up getting corrupted, and as her soul winds up getting corrupted, she can wind up becoming one of these bitter black women who hates black men, but she doesn't really know that she's been tempted and seduced by a demon that is basically looking to take souls and get them for the devil. That is what I'm making a commentary on in Isis Dark Incubus, about how a lot of black women fall for these kind of guys, and even John Haynes, in part of the story, asks the critical question. He wonders if a lot of the players and hustlers out there were demons, and I kind of play on that in this story, and I wouldn't have been able to write this story if I hadn't thought about the late Kevin Samuels and his high-value man, and how those who are evil could take the whole concept of the high-value man to seduce women and take their souls straight to hell. That's what the part of the commentary is in this story, and the antagonist is basically, again, showing you what can happen when you don't value yourself and don't value your soul. What can happen is you can fall in front of one of these guys with a high value gimmick, and that guy can take the most precious thing that you have, which is your soul. So that's something I wanted women to understand, and that's why you have to love yourself as a black woman. You have to love yourself, because when it comes to living in this life, there are men who are looking to mislead you, and as these men are looking to mislead you, they don't want to take you on a road to an abundant life that Christ wants you to have. No, what they want to do is take you on a road to darkness, and take you on a road to darkness where you're distracted by all of their flash and can't see their substance. That's what happens to many black women. They get on a road with these guys who make it look like they've got this big job, they've got this big money, they're looking real nice in their expensive clothes, they're taking them to fancy places and looking to go out and get everything as related to getting their attention. But the whole thing is, all of that is a distraction, because what they want to do is add your soul to their book, and add your soul to their book to bring tares back for the devil, as he's looking to reap tares. And this is something many black women needed to understand, and I wanted to make a commentary on that in Isis Dark Incubus, because a lot of these guys out here are incubuses. There are a lot of guys who are basically demons, and these demons, they have the form of a man, and their goal is to take souls and bring tares back to hell. That's their goal as demons, and that's the commentary I make, that was inspired by the late Kevin Samuels, because not every high value man out here values a woman for who she is, and not every high value man values a woman to look to protect her soul. So that's something I wanted people to think about with Isis Dark Incubus, and that's where I drew the inspiration for this story, after hearing and watching many of those old Kevin Samuels live streams and seeing how this whole high value concept shows how little value some out here have for black women. Now, if you want to check out the story of Isis Dark Incubus and sees how the goddess next door deals with this entanglement with an evil incubus, you can pick up Isis Dark Incubus in paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to check out the story that is the companion to Dark Incubus, John Haynes' Dark Succubus, you can find that book as well in paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com, in paper and other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and you can also find it at big box retailers like Walmart and Target. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes' Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes' Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes' Illuminati. A man who rules the world takes on the head of the global elite in this all-new action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. The aspiring angel tries to escape a house of horrors in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Esteem Horror in the Hamptons in digital format at Amazon.com, Google Play, Draft to Digital, and other digital booksellers, or pick up your paperback copy on May 24th. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.